Hello everyone, do you know what is leadership? Let's explore the Intern movies demonstrate leadership theory. The Intern is a story of a 70-year-old man who joined a young startup as an intern. The movie shows how people of all ages work together and how leadership is not just about your title, but about your personality and trait. The trait theory suggests that silent leaders exhibit empathy and emotional intelligence. The intern, Davis had nowhere to go. Ben directly addressed the issue of providing accommodation. There is no obligation, only goodwill. Reflect informed leadership based on personality, not position. Transformational leaders inspire others through values and goals. Juniors is not just a CEO at this point. She has become a transformational leader, refusing to recommend a new CEO. Despite trying to negotiate and accept, she firmly says no and believes in her own and her team's abilities. There is goal and there is the vision. This is idealized influence and also the transformation. Charismatic leadership focuses on emotional verbs rather than rights. Charisma isn't always about speaking. Sometimes the increased things you do are noticed. Sometimes you are not. I think Ben was lucky, but he also earned the people's respect.
I noticed my internship is busy.
Mr. Congeniality is very big.
Ben quickly cleaned up the messy desks. It brought calm and care to the team. His actions built trust and respect in OB. This is charismatic leadership. You don't need to speak loudly. You just show up with warmth and presence. I think this is the best response.
Motivation theories.
Hi, today I will talk about how motivational theories come alive in the film The Intern. In this movie, workplace behavior beautifully reflects Maslow, Herzberg, and McGregor's ideas. According to Maslow, once basic needs are met, people pursue self-actualization. That's exactly why 17-year-old Ben, through financially secure, applies to be a senior intern. He wants purpose, structure, and to feel needed again. Herzberg said real motivation comes from achievement, not perks. In The Intern, Ben helps Peggy pack and sort delivers even though it's not his job. His initiative earns her respect and gratitude, showing that small acts of contribution can truly inspire. The intern doesn't just entertain, it teaches us about trust, purpose, and recognition are what truly drive people.
Organizational culture.
Organizational culture is a set of shared values, norms, and practices that are used to shape the interactions of people within an organization. The film depicts a startup e-commerce company with an organizational culture that values innovation, inclusiveness, collaboration, flexibility, and empowerment. If there is one word to describe it, it's organic. This can be seen from many details. For example, the open layout office, the casual dress, the free and relaxed atmosphere. All stems from an organization's vision, mission, environment, and success requirements, and is also deeply influenced by its founder. As a startup e-commerce company, this organic organizational culture is more conducive to adapting to rapid development. At the same time, as the founder, Drew's personality and philosophy deeply influenced their OC. Organizational culture is an inside-out system. Inside are basic assumptions and values, and outside are norms and artifacts. It shapes how employees think, feel, and act. It gives employees a sense of what is right and how to act. For example, Ben worked 40 years in a traditional company with strict rules like wearing suits and staying late. But after joining this company, he adapted. He learned to use computers, e-commerce, Facebook, and this highlights how culture can influence employee behaviors. Next, let's watch a short video to see their culture.
We just hit a record high of 2,500 likes on Instagram.
Right, and your 11 o'clockers in the big conference room, so it's your 11:10. Finance needs you, and I guess you
Now coming to conflict resolution, let's begin with a key moment from the intern. When Julius is pressured by the board to appoint a Simpson CEO, while this appears to be a top-down conflict, it also reveals a horizontal tension between Julius and the board. Julius' conflict management linked with the competing style in the Thomas, claiming conflict model instrument, assertive but unoperative, her staff largely passive in response, displaying avoiding behaviors. This dynamic undermines physiological safety and productive. A more effective approach would involve a collaborating or compromising style, emphasize shared problem solving and open communication. In addition, these conflicts stem from systemic issues, unclear role definitions, high-pressure leadership styles, and poor communication. Teams that can accept task conflicts but avoid personal conflicts tend to be more resilient and innovative. Now let's move it to conflict mediation. In a later sense, we see Being, the senior intern, play a critical mediating role. Through clean observation and emotional intelligence, he demonstrates informal leadership, but doesn't issue orders. He listens, emphasizes, and subtly restores harmony across generational and departments. Finally, we propose 3 practical takeaways for facilities management teams. Promote transparent communication and feedback loops to prevent escalation. Clarify rules and authority to reduce ambiguity. Train young leaders in conflict management and emotional regulation.
The same issue is the embodiment of the communication model in this film. In organizational behavior, the communication process model consists of 6 core elements: sender, message, channel, receiver, feedback, and noise. In the film, Ben used informal face-to-face communication with Jules as a sender, successfully reducing communication barriers and improving reception.
I'm glad you also see the humor in this.
In the early days, due to the difference in position and generation, Jules had filtering and emotional interference with Ben's suggestions. As trust is established, effective two-way feedback is gradually achieved. On the contrast between formal and informal communication, in the movie, Jules as a chief executive officer mainly used meetings and emails to give order, which is typical of formal communication. Ben builds relationships with young employees through pantry and active training, while relieves stress and stresses trust. While these informal communication are not in the structure, they have a positive impact on the organizational culture.
Hi! This is good, right? I like this arrangement. Becky, I want you to let Ben give you a hand, okay? And CC him on all my emails. Did we get yesterday's numbers?
Yes, we did.
You're not as old as I thought you were.
Finally, the film also shows a very successful case of upward communication. When Ben expresses his disagreement, joins in a rational and respectful way instead of being ignored. It influences her decision-making. This shows that effective upward communication does not lie in the level of position, but in the way and logic of expression.
Critical discussion.
Guys, everything is okay.
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 Do you have any ideas? I have a question for you. What organizational behaviors in the film reflect real workplace 流定性?
Different types of leadership can lead to different team dynamics and performance. Organizations that prioritize leadership development often achieve better collaboration and results. Diverse motivation theories and incentive strategies play an important role in sustaining employees' long-term enthusiasm and morale. The film also shows that human-centered informal communication is key to building trust and strong team relationships.
Okay, thank you.
I also have a question for Zhu Xu. What parts for the film are less realistic?
There are some scenes such as an overly relaxed organizational culture, running past to work, riding bicycles in the office, and directly urging leaders to make decisions are less realistic. In the real world, organizations need to find a balance between mechanic and organic cultures. Additionally, the film overlooks the complexity of conflict management, failing to show the necessary processes of negotiation, compromise, and addressing deeper issues. FM so many systems. So do you think can we still learn the flat management of movies?
I think the process should be standardized, but the communication can be more direct, giving the voice of ordinary employees like them make the organization more flexible.
So here's a question for routine. What's one key relationship FM professionals can take from the intern?
I think being shows the influence comes from emotional intelligence, no title. FM leaders should inspire with both vision and empathy. Hello, Linxing. I have a question. FM need zero mistake. Can they still innovate?
We can discuss the occasion, giving employees a little room for trial and error in places that don't compromise safety can also lead to a lot of good ideas.
Okay. I also got a question for Xiaoqian. Hertzberger's theory emphasizes a sense of achievement. So why is it difficult for FM to motivate employees to be deeply motivated?
Okay. I think FM mostly stays at the level of health factors such as wages and regulations. Ben's sense of accomplishment in the film comes from being trusted and influencing decision making. The FM industry showed design job growth pace, such as job rotation system, tasks domain links, so that employers can change from executors to contributors.